Hi, Andre. You have to not mind the kids' music in the back. My daughter's doing that for Christmas Eve. I'm not going to be on long. I'm just going to pull a couple self-care and a couple gratitude cards. Yeah, I think that's it. Just because it's Christmas Eve. I'm just not going to stay on very long because it's Christmas Eve and I want to get my daughter ready for bed. But hi, DJ Taz. Okay, one more. Hi, Andy. Welcome. I don't want to do too much. Okay. No. No offense, but I'm old enough to be guaranteed their mom at 18. Kind of funny, but thanks. It's weird. I guess each their own. Alright, so I'm going to read these couple because these ones are the self-care. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit, but the perfect man of old looked after himself before looking to help others. And then it says, take some time to be outside this evening. Breathe in the fresh air and breathe out the stresses of the day. Watch the sunset or reflect on the vastness of the universe as you stargaze. Enjoy Mother Nature and all she has to offer. Self-care is not always just getting our nails done, shit like that. Sometimes it's it's always doing the inner work. Yes, we still have to treat ourselves sometimes. And if you're like me, I didn't know where to start either. So, I like to make my own stuff anyway. Like I do my nails. I don't know where my. I make my own necklaces and stuff. I don't have it on right now. I make little coasters out of whatever. It's just about being creative and doing something that gets you out of the rat race, right? It lets you calm your mind and know in that moment you're safe. It keeps you in the here and now. Like I did today, I just painted this guy. Just what I felt like doing, right? So I don't know. It's not a specific thing. It's just something that gets you to quiet your mind and allow you to just not think about all the other crazy shit going on in life and just be like, in this moment I'm safe. In this moment, you can not be in fight or flight mode or survival mode, and the moment you go back to survival mode, any of your ideas, any of your decisions are not going to be beneficial to you or anyone else, really. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to make clear, calm decisions, and you can't do that in survival mode. And you can't do a lot of the inner work until you understand that you love yourself, right? Which sometimes is very hard to do. So, people who love themselves don't hurt other people. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. Reflect on a time you hurt someone else. What inside of you was out of balance during this time? Have you been able to rebalance those parts? That's exactly it. Hurt people hurt people. So you don't understand, and a lot of people maybe didn't understand at all. I know I went through many, many years where I was had so many toxic traits that I didn't know. I had no idea because I came from a toxic family. So how are you supposed to understand um, that you're toxic if you didn't know? Like, you just thought that chaos and that craziness was normal. You don't know better until someone finally tells you, or you get to see what you're doing is out of whack compared to, normal families or normal situations or whatever. And so those triggers, until you understand that, you don't know. And then once you learn, you can't just make it go away. It's a lot of work. So, and you got to celebrate every step, even the smallest steps, because if you don't, you're gonna give up real easy, and you're gonna fall back. Well, of course I know everything, don't you? Everything you need to know is inside you. Just look inward. That's all you gotta do. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. Set a small goal for your day. I think that one was especially for you. Sometimes we have everything we need to know already. We just have to go inward to find it. You got to get a little more creative there, honey. But I don't have to act like I know everything. I've actually done the work. I know from experience. I know it worked for me. I don't know what's going to work for you. You definitely need to do a couple of these, I'll tell you that. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Enough said. Forgive yourself for yesterday's mistakes, or last minute's mistakes, or 5 minutes ago. Practice gratitude for the present moment. That was definitely for you, Roller Star. Because you clearly need some love. Don't worry, I give out love to even those who hate me. So if you show up here, you can leave with a little love. Just so you have a good Christmas, because I wouldn't want to see you being hated on like the way you treat everybody else. Kind of weird. Oh, how's that rude? Speaking the truth isn't rude. You came in being rude. I'm just speaking the truth. And I was sending you love, so there's nothing rude about sending love. Oh, Lord. You know it's funny when people come in and I have like 2 people that show up on my live, and one of them has to try to be a bully because that's going to scare me or shut me up. That's the funny part. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to shut me up, because when I have a message to get out, I'm going to get it out, because that's my job. That's what God wants me to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Is that pork chop? I didn't get it. Hi, pork chop. Probably, I say Corey, because probably don't get called pork chop anymore, eh? Anymore? Okay. So, these ones are gratitude, which, as we all know, we should be living a life more like Lamb Chop. That was one of my favorite shows. I don't want to get that song stuck in my head. We're not doing that today. How are you doing? I hope all's well. This one says, praise yourself for being able to praise, for waking up when you had every reason not to. And then it says, summon a dream you had that did not come to fruition. There is a new opportunity gained with each one we let go. Only with darkness can we find our light. And it's true. Like, you have to be grateful for even the bad situations. And I can tell you from experience, I had to damn near choke sometimes to be grateful for the things that happened to me. I was grateful for the lessons, and grateful because in the end it is going to be beneficial to me. It always is, because I have more wisdom and knowledge, and now when chaos comes my way, I literally I glide right through it. It's just laughable at this point. So, welcome, Mia. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. Recall a recent kindness that someone did for you. What is one way you can pay this kindness forward to someone else? And that's what it's about. Like, give it back, but give it to other people. When people give, they give from their heart. They're not giving to receive. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. You give never expecting anything back. You don't expect recognition. You don't expect anything. You just give, and you hope. What are you doing, Grace? You weirdo. You just hope that it helps the people, and someday they pay it forward. And that's really all you can do, right? In my dialogues, there are no answers, but sometimes a question is the flash of an answer. Allow yourself to ask questions today. What does your mind search for? Delight in your ability to learn and transform. And it's all about asking questions. You don't have to, because a lot of the things that we portray or that we have mirrored back to us is stuff that is going on inside us. It may take us a while to get there, so that's the whole thing. Once you go down that healing journey, you go down that rabbit hole, you could be there for a long time. It's a never-ending journey. So, but when you have the ability to sit with it and notice it and find the lessons and be grateful for them, that's the hardest part, is being grateful for them sometimes. It's just about changing your perspective, because obviously nobody's going to be grateful for somebody hurting them. But at the same time, it showed you where you could strengthen yourself. It shows you your ability to understand that chances are they weren't trying to hurt you. They were just hurt themselves, and they don't know how to deal or adjust. Or they had other problems, other addictions, other struggles, other mental health issues. Like, there's a million other things. And it's not your job to judge, right? So when you take it back and you just say, like, I'm not God, I'm not the judge, jury, or executioner, so when you understand no matter what happens, they didn't do it, even if they did it intentionally to hurt you, it was because they were angry with themselves, right? Like, they were just hurting themselves, and you have to forgive them, because they're at a different stage in their journey. That's all it is. They're just, no matter how far you get, you could be light years ahead of them and they could be over here, but it doesn't make anybody better or worse. It just means that they started at a different stage. I'm 43 and I'm learning some of this stuff that people probably knew when they were 12 years old. But I didn't know that because I came from toxic as shit family. Like, what? And there's no judgment, and there's no judgment with my family, because they have to get to that point where they want to learn and do better. You can't change people. You can't force them to do anything. But you can step away and leave them with love and, understanding. I love you no matter what, but I can't be around you because we're not at a good stage. And when they mistreat you or they're not doing it, they're doing it out of their own pain, but that doesn't mean you have to be around to allow them to continue to do that. And that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of struggle too, because you have to do it not out of a place of hurt or anger. It has to be a place of from a place of love, right? And it's really important to understand that you can love unconditionally always. It doesn't mean that you're going to be right beside them or pick up their messes for them or any of that shit, right? Okay, so what do we got? We got your hard work is paying off. You're very close to achieving your goal. Your dreams need a practical plan. So whatever it is you want to do, it means you're manifesting it and you're bringing it into fruition. Or get practical with it. Like, what kind of budget would you need to create this project? What kind of, write it down. Start making it like a blueprint. You're going to fall on your head, kid. The new romantic cycle begins. That's good luck for all y'all. I'm good. Well, I'm romantic for myself. I'll just date myself. I'm good. Hold your vision. No matter what it is, hold your vision. Step out of your comfort zone. So be bold, be yourself. And prosperity lies ahead. So as long as you're keeping focused on the task and not letting go and understanding very clearly that we manifest our own world. We create our own reality. And a lot of it happens when if we're unhealed, we're still manifesting, but we're manifesting more negativity and more bad things. And when we can realize that and we start seeing all that stuff mirrored back to us, it becomes a lot easier to understand and kind of sit back and observe it. So then you can catch yourself. It's not even about being perfect. It's about catching yourself in those negative thought moments, those limiting beliefs. When they come and they start showing up, that's when you trigger it right away with gratitude, because you can't be in lack or in fear or in anything else when you're in gratitude. So it's just one of the quickest ways to change the energy. So no matter if you're feeling low or something feels like it's not working out, or just things start getting heavy, change it up right away. Find something to be grateful for. And there's always 1,000 of them that you can be. But, I mean, if you're really having a rough go, be grateful for the very breath you're taking in that moment. Be grateful that you have a roof over your head. Be grateful that you have the ability to just sit there in that moment and not be, like, in the hospital. Not like there's a million things, and if it's got to start with the smallest of the small, it doesn't matter. Start wherever you got to start. But gratitude is the one thing that will keep you from manifesting more bad shit. And every time it gets heavy, the energy gets heavy, then you can just quickly get out of it with gratitude. And it will also help change those thought processes. It'll be easier to catch them. And then it says take time to breathe out. So especially if you have to respond or something's really off or you're not liking the way something's making you feel and you don't want to respond improperly, take a breath. Just pause. You don't have to, and sometimes you don't even have to respond if you're not liking whatever or it doesn't feel comfortable for you. Then you just breathe and just don't even deal with it, because it's not your burden to carry or your problem. And it's just that easy to say, sorry, that's not my problem. Especially if they're trying to throw it on you or pile it on you and make you feel obligated to fix their problems or something. I know, especially being a people pleaser for so long, it was very easy to get caught up in that. And then when you were like, no, I'm not dealing with that, it became very easy for them to pull the guilt, right, and put you in on the guilt. And because you were people pleasing, that guilt would just make you feel like shit because you weren't doing enough, and then that was just that whole cycle triggered all over again. So it's very much okay to say, sorry, that's not my problem, especially if you know what they're trying to do is set you up to be in a position of obligation, because anything should be always given from the heart with no obligation. So if somebody's trying to pull strings or basically pull on strings for you, then it's not right. It's not, you're not giving from your heart. You're giving from obligation and people tugging at your heartstrings, which is a big difference. And don't get me wrong, we all have things that tug at our heartstrings, but when someone uses that as a way to pull at you or oblige you into doing something, it's not okay. And that creates a trauma bond, and that's a whole thing. Can go into that for days and days and days. And it says conclusions are within reach. So a lot of things are happening, especially at this time of year. It's coming into the end of the year, and this was a long year for a lot of people. I know for me, I learned a lot. I went through a lot of shit. I went through a lot of shit the last decade, but every time I would get a little bit ahead, it was like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. It was really a big struggle like that for the last maybe 5 years. So I struggled with that for a little bit because it was such a hard time trying to understand what I was doing wrong, and what it was. One, I was manifesting more of it because I was constantly worried and anxious. And then when you're used to doing everything yourself, what do they call that? Like hyper independent or whatever. So when you're used to having to do that, then you're almost always trying to control the narrative, not on purpose, but you're always doing the job and you're left to do it yourself, so you got to plan it out, figure it out, whatever. But in doing that, you pushed your manifestations away, right, instead of bringing them closer. So it becomes a whole cycle where your own mentality will put you into that cycle of lack and won't let you out. And that's one of the hardest things to get around. Really, it is. And that's why I'm trying to show up and talk about self-care and self-love, because it took me so long to get there. And every time I thought that I was okay to start doing it, and I would start doing it, well, someone would step in and tell me that I was selfish and I was all these things. And because of all the abuse and the programming, it took a lot to get rid of that and understand that no, I wasn't being selfish. I was doing the right things, and but it took a lot, and it took a lot of me catching myself, and it took a whole bunch of pain, a whole bunch of trauma, a whole bunch of getting kicked in the face while I was down. Sometimes just mentally or whatever, but sometimes literally physically. So it's been like, until you realize how far some people has to come to get to the point of understanding what self-love is, and then actually figuring out how to do it. Because then once I understood that, no, it wasn't a bad thing, but I had no idea how to do it. And that's when I came on here and I did the 21-day challenge. And it was just literally with my face mask that I made and my lotion. And it was just every day for 21 days I came on here and spent that time, and it was doing a little bit of motivation, a little bit of cards, sharing the message, whatever Spirit wanted me to talk about. Sometimes it was triggers, sometimes it was, just different ideas of self-care, different ways to be creative, that were simple, cheap, not gonna cost a thing, just whatever we can do to... Hey, careful, Grace, you're gonna hurt yourself. And don't scream. No. We got about 20 minutes, and then it's gonna be bedtime. Mama's gonna do this as soon as I'm done on here, then we're gonna get ready for bed. I'll think about it in a minute. Sorry, my daughter's getting a little wild. Never give up. Superheroes never give up. That's right, baby. Okay, which one do you want? Sorry, just give me one second. You gotta answer me, because if you don't pick a show, I'm gonna just turn it off. Pay attention.
I'm hot.
What?
It's raining.
What did she say?
I got to fly.
Oh, okay. Okay, you have to hurry. Use your words. 1. Grace. You know what's true? I don't know. What's that, Corey Carson? That's what you're getting. Because you're playing around right now, and that's not funny. Too bad, bud. Or you could lose it. Alright, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. No, sorry, sucker. You're not getting me like that. Oh, look, it's a Christmas one. You didn't even see that one yet. She gets wild, so, and because it's Christmas Eve, I'm not trying to be on here all night. And if you can't tell, I'm losing my voice. I was sick. Alright, so we got water, and that's the overflow. I actually really like this one. And then the internal explorer, which is what I was just talking about, going inward, doing all that work. And then this one I love so much. This is the home is where the heart is, basically. I'll read this one, but I'll read a couple of them. But the reason I like this one is when they tried to take everything from me, and they took my job for no reason, and then they took my place. They literally tried to take everything from my stability, and what they didn't realize is all the abuse that I survived, and all of the mental shit, and all of the trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma that I survived. What they actually did was teach me the reason I needed to love myself, and they taught me that I was the one who showed up, I was the one who did this, and that I was the home, I was the stability. And so it didn't matter where we went or what happened, that it was going to be okay, because I was going to always overcome it. I was going to do better. I was going to make the best of what it is, and I'm always going to find a way to be grateful, because at the end of the day, that needed to happen, because God needed me to see that it was about me seeing that I was the stability. I was my own superhero, basically, and no matter what happened, that my daughter was safe and happy with me, because no matter what happened, I was always going to make sure we had everything we needed, and I always have my whole life. So I just didn't understand what that was worth, right? And it took a lot to understand that. And this last one was just enough to literally show me, like, you can keep playing their game. You can keep staying in there, where either one you choose is a shitty one for you, or a shitty option. Shitty or shittier. Either way, you lose. But no one ever tells you that there's like the third option. You just don't play the game. You back out and do whatever you want. And you go be happy. And it took me a long time to learn that. But once I learned that, we're here, we're happy, we're doing good. And she's probably going to have one of the best Christmases she's had her whole life. So, and that's because God made sure He looked out for us. Because He's like, I have to teach you this lesson so you understand it. Because once you understand it, you can teach it to other people. And that's the biggest thing right now. So many people are scared, and they're so stuck in that fucking cycle. And when you're stuck in that cycle, it's almost impossible to get out of. So once you have to really, that's when you start looking inward. That's when you start doing all that work. But you can't do that until you start going inward. And to do that, you got to start showing yourself self-love. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's doing your own nails, if it's doing a face mask every day, if it's journaling for 10 minutes, you got to have a few moments for yourself, right? What are they doing out there? Getting ready for Santa, maybe? I don't know, but it doesn't matter what it is. Just find something to let yourself be creative. I like to do my own nails. I do make my own teas. I make my face mask. Anything that I can do to What are you doing, Grace? That's not your business. It's not your business. Mm-mm. Nope. One. Hey, you're gonna let me read these couple, and then we'll get ready. Cause I'm not gonna stay on here too long. Sorry, my daughter's not gonna let me stay on too long anyway. Nope. Sit nicely. You ain't trying to get crazy tonight. Anyways, I wanted to read that one. I'm sorry. The overflow was the important one. This one. There was two. Sorry. This one. I'm gonna read that one too because I know that it's a good one. It's brutal because I'm losing my voice, so I apologize. 12 is water. Okay, during one of my most pivotal Lemurian visions, I was guided into a life where I lived in a humble mud hut. As I could create any thought in the multiple dimensions that I had access to, I simultaneously resided in a beautiful crystalline palace. I found myself in a paradigm where I could create anything at will, and thus there was no concept of scarcity nor the need to hold on to anything. This experience initiated a shift that changed my life. We may only be starting to touch on this notion in our mundane reality. Grace, quiet down. When we give more from a place of overflow than obligation, even when we think we have nothing, having it come from this mindset can only create more abundant flow of what we want. The being in this picture has many hands, yet still the water is allowed to fall through her fingers. It blesses her in the moments it touches her radiant skin and then continues on its journey. Her heart is also overflowing with love. Her eyes are filled with tears. She allows what comes through to move her without control. She gracefully allows whatever she is feeling. Miss Grace, you're going to fall on your head. Don't play. She gracefully allows whatever she is feeling to be expressed. As she does so, she radiates so much light into the world. Sorry, that was the end of that one. Sorry, my kid makes me nervous because she decides she wants to play, like, craziness. Yeah, the next one I'll do is this one, Home, which is what, number 31. Come on. There it is. This painting has journeyed with me under my arm for many nomadic excursions. It is a serendipitous reminder to find my way back to the heart within my divine inner universe. Reveling in the outer exploration of this magnificent earth has often left me unrooted and ungrounded, and this provoked my curiosity for what home feels like. The notion of home as where the heart is, unraveled and reshaped as I realize it is any place where the vibration and resonance are clearly aligned with you. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. However, your environment, the place, and the people also affects your energy. The title of this painting is Home, also known as a heart-shaped portal outside of the matrix. Our way home to oneness and the truest part of our infinite selves is to know ourselves beyond the socialized matrix of mind-constructed reality. Miss Grace. 1. Deep heart-based presence is a direct portal home. What does home feel like to you? Do you feel at home in your body? Does it feel like a safe space to rest your soul? Are there unloved parts of yourself? Do you ever really feel quite right? What is your relationship with your body? Not being fully in our bodies is referred to as being ungrounded or uncentered. When our thoughts are a few steps ahead or behind, so follows our consciousness. When all sense of flighty survival drops away, a deep sigh radiates from the safe space within. You hold the environment, the platform where you can ground dreams into reality. When you come home to this place, you will know a blissful presence and a warm inner glow of unconditional love. Wherever you go, you will feel a sense of home, And whoever you encounter, you will meet as family. So it is basically home is where the heart is the best way to put that. And when you meet your forever people, your soul tribe, all that stuff, you're going to feel it vibrationally, energetically, before you ever really get to know them. You're going to feel them before you even probably get to talk to them, kind of deal. I'm going to do this one quick. I got a couple of more quick ones, and then can't really mess around too much tonight. She's already getting feisty. I can't even say nothing because she's my mini me through and through. Alright, can we get a couple of the healing ones here? Anything that gives them I like it. That was a little much there, Spirit. I'll take that one and that one. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm taking the whole thing, but I'll read through them quickly. We got serenity through Grace. Miss Grace, sit in your chair or I'm going to turn it off. You're making me nervous. In your chair. There you go. Good job. Through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. And then we got self-love. I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence lets me know what is good for me. I respect my limits. I answer the requests of my body and soul. Thus, I learn to love myself. Everything turns to light. I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. Grace, I allow myself to grow and become stronger. Don't do that, please. I stop fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts, live in the present moment, and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put into God's hand what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best, and that's release, right? You have to let shit go. What you can control, you do your best to fix. Anything you can't control, you got to give it to God and just trust that He's going to handle it. And that's the best way to do it. And we have wisdom. God has a plan for me. I live here, now, knowing beauty is to come. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. I learn from my experiences. I take small steps in faith and succeed thanks to all my effort. And then return to heart. I breathe light and stick to the essentials for my soul. The present moment. I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace and inner silence. Unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment toward others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. That's true. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. My kid's starting to get feisty. Creation. I have the power to direct my life. With a constructive attitude, I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. I act in the image of God and bring the light into my life. And then trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. That's true. And then the path to light. This is like, I hate when they do that, when Spirit sends so many, but it's because they're telling the story and they're telling the truth. And it's literally like, what do you call that? When it's going down the path, it's telling you exactly kind of how it works.
What happened?
Step by step. Sorry, give me 1 second, please.
What just happened? What just happened?
What happened? I don't know.
What happened to my stuff?
I don't know. You gotta watch it and then tell me. I got 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna get off here, okay? So you gotta be quiet and let me finish this or it's gonna take longer. I make the conscious choice to move toward the light 1 step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. And then action. My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenge into opportunity, and fear into love. And we have goodness. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. And then positive thinking. My life is full of small patches of light. I direct my thoughts to that which brings me well-being. I place what is weighty for me into the hands of the universe. Little by little, the light awakens my being, and I find serenity. And that's literally the reason I read them all, and when I shuffled them, I knew right away, because the way they were read out and the way they came out was pretty much the path to peace, right? And that's part of the healing journey. And it was kind of just talking about it step by step, and that's kind of how we get to where we get. I believe it's never ending, but it gets easier. It gets a lot easier, and when you get to a point where you're leading from unconditional love, no matter what happens, but you're doing it starting with yourself. That's the hardest part, because when you don't have those boundaries, you're just giving to everyone else, letting them take from you, then they literally will take until you're dead and leave you with nothing, or they'll step on your head while you're drowning to get a boost up, and I've been through all of that, so I understand very much the lesson that why I was being taught. The lesson that I needed was to understand just how much for me to know my own worth. That way I wasn't going to allow that to happen anymore, and it took a lot, because I had 43 years of programming telling me that my job was to put everyone else before me. So yeah, it's a lot, right? And it takes a lot to get out of that, but I did, and it worked extremely hard to get there. And I'm just getting to a place where I can be grounded in no matter what happens, and what that just means is when the chaos comes my way, I'm not going to run from survival mode, or I'm not going to catastrophize it. I'm not going to do any of those things, because now I understand that it doesn't matter what they send my way. I'm going to overcome it. There might be a lesson in there. There's always going to be a lesson in there. And sometimes it's just a test to see if you did learn the lesson, right? So that's the other thing. So you have to just take it for what it is and understand that. Be grateful for the lesson always, and learn it so you don't have to learn it again. And then also you're going to see it when it starts to come up again, which is very helpful. So it says, I'm a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. And I love these ones. These are called the Spirit Junkie. And I love them because they're little affirmations and motivation. And So no matter what's going on, they're just things that help you be grateful, and little affirmations that can give you a little boost of strength and energy, and little boost of love when you're struggling. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. Just little things like that, little affirmations telling you how to find your answers. They're just quick little things, but they're so simple, but sometimes it really truly is just that simple. My friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. Right? And that's what we're all working towards. That's what we want in this world. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. And that's so true. Careful, Grace.
What just happened,
It says,
Mommy?
I welcome healthy, loving relationships. Right? And that's what we're all wanting.
Yeah.
Careful. My goodness. Okay, last one. Any more?
What just happened?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't watching. You gotta watch it and then tell me. Okay, so we got, I'm willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. And then, it's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. Man, once you learn how to let go and just release all the stuff that doesn't belong to you, it gets so much easier. And what is your problem? No, I'm telling you, it'll be bedtime. Like as soon I'll get off here and you'll go right to bed. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Okay, well don't be yelling at me like that. What? You're not even sitting the way you're supposed to be sitting, and you think I'm gonna put on another show for you? What do you think that answer is gonna be? Rough, rough. Are you gonna be a puppy dog?
No.
Okay.
No.
So make your decision. You have till the count of 3.
Well, pets, I look.
There you go. That looks like a good decision.
Why do I yelp them?
I don't know. You tell me.
Do people yell at kids on Christmas?
Probably. Okay, the typical relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. Right? And that's true. When people treat you a certain way, they're just mirroring back something about ourselves, right? Something we dislike about ourselves, something we're trying to learn, something we haven't quite gotten past or healed from yet. Little triggers, those kind of things. And it's, sometimes it's not always that simple, which, like, explaining it or trying to understand it, right? It's not always that simple, but when you can understand that and step back and at least have that in the forefront of your mind, when things happen, they trigger you less. They're easier to take that moment to breathe and not take it personally, and understand that they're not attacking you for whatever reason. And if it does trigger you, then you start looking and going, why? You can start asking yourself, why did it trigger me? What happened there? Because once that happens, it was meant to trigger you usually. And it's meant to trigger you so you know that what that space in you that needs to be healed or that you need to focus on, right? So you can heal. And when you understand that, instead of being upset or going to victim mode or survival mode, you can just literally be like, oh, thank you for the lesson, thank you for that, and then really start looking on what it was that you need to heal from. Because it's only going to make you stronger, it's only going to make you a better person, and it's only going to make you more compassionate and understanding for other people. The more you learn to heal and learn to look inward and see what it is that's triggering you or what's upsetting you, You only make yourself stronger and better. Okay, Spirit, I get it. Okay, so we got the gift of love and light. No one lights a lamp and then covers it with a bowl or hides it under a bed. A lamp is placed on a stand where its light can be seen by all who enter the house. And that's Luke 8:16. Sorry, I'm going to have to wear my glasses. Oh, at the end of, at the bottom of this was spend more time outdoors. There are trees planted along the riverbank bearing fruit each season. Their leaves never wither and they prosper in all they do. And that's Psalms 1:3. And that's spend more time outdoors. And that's the truth. I'm fighting with my kid right now. She, I think, I'm usually the one crying in the winter. I don't like the cold or whatever. And I got to fight with her. She don't want to go outside. I'm like, why don't you want to go outside? I literally had to fight with her. Take her to the park and stuff. She's getting out of control. I made her into a wolf. Now I want to be outside and she don't want to go. So we have to fight with her. Patience is its own reward. You crown the year with a bountiful harvest. Even the hard pathways overflow with abundance. Psalms 65:11. And the reason I'm doing these ones, and also saying the verses is because usually there's a message in here for you somewhere, and if there's one that calls to you or resonates, don't scream, Grace. Then go back to that verse or that chapter and maybe read around it, up, down, somewhere in that area, and there might be something just that answers your questions or that really helps you with a question that's been kind of nagging at you, but you don't quite have the answer. Chances are the answer is going to be in there. That's why I'm reading them. Release your cares to God. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and rest. Psalms 55:6. And that's kind of what I did. I took a few days off and spent some me time. I went for breakfast dates with myself. I, went tanning and just little girly stuff that I haven't done in ages. I was like, whoa, wait, I forgot I'm a girl. You get so used to not doing any of that stuff that you don't even remember how to do it. So, but it was nice because I just spent time with myself and truly got to meditate. It was nice in the tanning bed too. It was cold and I was like, I don't know, maybe I just wanted the warm hug, I guess, of the tanning bed. I could dream for 10 minutes that I was on a sandy beach somewhere. But it was pretty wonderful. I loved it, and it was just a little bit of me time that I needed, And I think that we all need to do that. Make time for ourselves, take ourselves out on dates, really remember that the one person we need to know most in this world is ourselves. That's the closest relationship you're ever going to have with another human being is yourself. And that's the one you should focus on always. Bathe in divinity. His coming is as brilliant as the sunrise. Habakkuk 3:4. She's got her phone. Who are you calling? Are you calling Santa?
Santa, can you hear me? Santa, come on.
Santa's not going to come till you're sleeping. Embrace adventure in your life. Jesus said, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are like these children. Matthew 19:14. Santa's not going to be able to fit past the presents. It's time to be adventurous and play. The flowers are springing up. The season of singing birds has come, and the cooing of turtle doves fills the air. Song of Solomon 2:12. She's so funny. Let love light the way. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will neither fail nor abandon you. Deuteronomy 31:8. I think I need to get my glasses on again. And then, last one. Look at life from a higher perspective. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. Proverbs 4:7. And it's always good to study something and learn, like, technically, like, bookwork or whatever, but to be honest, most of the knowledge and stuff you're gonna find it when you go inward, and if you set the intention for what you're trying to learn about, and you start journaling about it, affirm it, you'd be surprised the information that just starts showing up, and the people with the knowledge and the emails and the sites that come with the information that you need to know. Like, the universe has a way of bringing it to you, as long as you set your intentions and you don't control how it comes to you, right? You just have to be open to receiving. So, okay, I have to get off here. My daughter's being wild. She's out of control. But I gotta get her ready for bed, and so we can get ready for Santa, because my God.
We need to decorate our tree.
What?
Because it's decorate our tree.
We already decorated our tree. What do you mean? Because you keep taking the decorations off. Go put them back on.
No,
She's tearing the tree apart, and then wants to decorate the tree again. Oh, sucker.
our tree's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You're right.
We can forget what to be.
You will. All right, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to come on, do a little self-love, self-care, just some ideas, some suggestions, a little motivation for people struggling. I've been in that situation, and I've had many rough Christmases. This is one of the first that's going to be a nice, peaceful one for me and my daughter, and she's got lots of presents and stuff. She's going to have a really great day tomorrow, and I'm excited for her, because we've been through some hell, but also being grateful for all the things that are happening. I just wanted to make sure that I came on here and just shared a little love with everybody, and so people knew that, you know, it's okay to be grateful for what we have, but it's always good to just show a little bit of love for, you know, people that might be struggling at this time. I know I've been there. I've been there many times. So just even coming on and saying, hey, I see you, hey, I'm here, and here's a little motivation, a little love, a little ideas that can help you get out of the funk, whatever it takes, right? And I'll probably pop on tomorrow afternoon again too, just a little bit, even if it's just reading a couple gratitude cards or self-care cards. Just really want to see people find something good this holiday, you know, a little bit of love, a little bit of strength, no matter what happens. But anyways, I'm going to get off here. I hope you guys have a really great Christmas. Get some good sleep, and hopefully Santa's good to y'all, for y'all to celebrate. And if y'all don't, I just hope you have a wonderful night, and have a good day. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this thing is stupid. I was trying to hang it up anyway. Now I gotta do some puzzle game. Okay. Alright, so that was fun. I got it to work, and now I gotta, I didn't know. The people that own the place, yes, they did. Thank you, honey. I didn't do it. That's their artwork for the place where I'm staying. But this one's my artwork. I just made that one today. But Yeah, that's the idea, is that it looks like clouds, and that's why I loved it actually. I think it's pretty cool. All right, I have to get off here. My kid's getting really wild. I hope everybody has a good Christmas, and I should be on tomorrow evening, sometime afternoon anyway, with just a little message or two. It is so Santa. All right, guys, have a good night. Oh, you're out of control, kid. Out of control.